President Barack Obama delivered his farewell address last night. I'm trying to maintain some sense of objectivity about the man and his presidency, but if you are looking for a detached, sober analysis, you should probably look elsewhere. He's not been perfect, and I know many of you have no shortage of criticism for him. Much of this criticism is valid, much of it I understand, some of it I share. Despite the progress we've seen, he could have been more progressive. He could have pushed harder for reform. Despite his outward efforts to return the United States to a humane and ethical foreign policy, he was too hawkish, too willing to continue and even expand aggressive, violent American foreign policy. Under his authority, American wars came to an end and American military personnel came home. But under his authority, tens of thousands of American bombs still fell on cities and towns in parts of the world far from here, and as a result, innocent people died. All of this is true. With all of this, I and the rest of his admirers must reckon in the days to come. Because I do admire him. This I can't and won't deny. There's been no public figure in my lifetime who I have admired more, who I have loved more unreservedly. Even now, just as it was last night when I watched his farewell address, I feel myself growing distraught at the thought of him leaving the White House. I know it has to happen. I know it's for the best, the disgraceful unfitness of his successor aside, but I haven't come to terms with it yet. This is a person of such grace and dignity, a person who rose to the occasion of his election like few others in the history of my country ever have, a person who has been a source of comfort and inspiration to me for 8 years. As a politician and the chief executive, he sometimes fell short of our expectations and his potential, but as a symbol of who we are at our best, as a representative of the kind of people we could be, he was as good as anyone is likely to be in my lifetime. If I live to see another president worthy of a fraction of the esteem I hold for him, I'll consider myself to have been very privileged indeed. I always knew I would miss him. These last few days, the thought has become almost unbearable. The 2 votes I cast for him were the proudest of my life. He was my president. Whenever I think of him, my heart will be full.